Hello, Guardians. Hey, just doing a little video today on leveling as well as the new EXO challenge. Sled 67 here. Hope you had a great holiday and had a safe one. Listen, I just wanted to talk about this because a lot of people are asking me how you're leveling up, how I have 3 characters above 1260 already. And there's one answer to that: bounties. I'm not doing anything special. I am making sure that every time I play, I am up here grabbing the bounties for the day and that I have them around the activities that I'm going to do. Very, very important. And a lot of times you're knocking out 2 or 3 bounties for things at the same time. So when I do this, I'm going to go over to Zavala because I know I'm going to do strikes and nightfalls. I'm going to go grab his bounties. And I'm not going to touch the ones over on the far right. Those are the extra bounties. They actually cost 3,000 glimmer as opposed to 250. And then I'm going to go over to some destination areas like Spider and, of course, the Crow, or what used to be Prince Aldrin. And we're going to pick up his bounties, make sure that we have anything that we can leveled up on his side as far as the lure goes, because as we're doing these activities, we're going to get lure charges. And after we finish those activities and getting the pinnacles and powerfuls for them, we can head in and we can actually do the lure charges. And I believe if you do 5, you get I believe it's up to a point now. I get a pinnacle from it, which is nice because that's about the only thing that helps my progress anymore on my hunter. My Titan and my Warlock have a little bit to go, but I will go over and check this vendor here. I also look to see if there's any bounties that might be something. If I have some accumulated ghost fragments where I can do some, some bounties for Spider. I also take a look at the materials that are for sale and see if there's anything that I possibly need to buy while I'm here, because this swaps out every day. It will change between glimmer and materials and shards depending on what you want to buy. So I will hit each one of these vendors up. Now, one of the things to leveling is, and I'm just going to cover this quickly, is don't waste your time messing around with all your armor. I had a set that was high stat that worked with just about everything I had. It was built around certain things like recovery, discipline, and I changed out to the appropriate season modes for this year and artifact mods, and then I turned around and you just upgraded that same armor until I haven't even picked up the armor for my Warlock yet or my Titan. In fact, I did pick up the first 2 sets just to get rid of them. But the last set, there's 3 sets of armor that are available inside of the season pass. And what I did with those is I left them in there until I hit hard cap, because that is actually high stat armor. All of it's rolled at 66. It's very good rolls, and it's a great place to have something that's going to carry you through even further than last season through 1360. I think it goes up to 1410 now. And you can see here now I am going to be going to Europa. So I am heading over to Europa. I am going to go see Varix over here and pick up any rewards I have from last week, and then I'm also going to pick up bounties for him. Now, something to be aware of, and I'm going to kind of show you in a minute, is there's something a lot of people are missing, and they think it's broken, but it's really not. And I made the same mistake. And it has to do with the Empire Hunt activity, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Now, I pick up all the bounties from Varix while I'm here. And then if you go look at the requirements for this, you can see it says complete Empire Hunts as part of a step on an Empire Hunt quest. That means you need to actually go pick it up from Varix and have it in your inventory and do the first few steps to get to that point. And then instead of doing the regular step as you would if part of the normal hunt, you go run it off of the map and do the activity for the final step. And you have to do that twice, and that will give you your access. Now, as far as the EXO challenge, this is the boss fight for the EXO challenge, and this is pretty big arena from one end to the side. You got a left side and a front and a right side. I'm in the middle right now. You have to keep enemies off the platforms to keep the platforms at 100%. And as you do that, especially in the first part of this challenge, there's going to be these little boxes that are at first shielded. You'll see one of them to the right and left of the boss out in front of the platform. They will become unshielded as you kill things. You need to shoot those out to get to the boss stage and keep it at 100%. Or they can't let it get to 0. Let's just say that. If you get down below 10, you're in some pretty serious trouble. But as you can see here in doing this, I don't know if famine is an activator for this, but I was having a hard time getting any special or heavy to drop, even with having finders. And I have already run out of heavy and am low on special. I'm about ready to run out here. And I'm going to have to do most of it from abilities and primary at this point. So in this part, you're going to want to keep them off, and you can see they go from. So you got guys from the right and the left side. You can see my platform stability on the top left says 100% now. But as it goes down, you have to address that by keeping enemies off the platform. If they get up here and start doing damage to the platform, that's going to go down very quickly. So you want to make sure you're taking care of that. When it's done and you take the boss down, you will get the pinnacle for it if you finish the quest to be able to get that. This is a nice, easy way to get a pinnacle. This is the third one, and after I finished this, I actually got a quest step that leads me to believe that this is the last version of this, that there's 3 of them, because the step I got at the end said something about completing them, so I'm guessing that means that there was only 3, and I've finished all 3. I've ran all 3 versions and bested them. But you definitely want to just keep this up. If you're solo, you're gonna have to go across from side to side and be aware of what's happening on the other side. So just kind of keep this in mind as you're doing it until you get to a point where you can take down the boss. Now, you can see here I'm having to venture out into some dangerous area to just pick up a few things, and don't get near him with the sword unless you absolutely have to. He will stomp and kill you. I found the best way to deal with everything was just from a distance. Of course, what we call the ostriches, the Vex ostriches, were the fun ones to deal with. Always constantly in our face. That's as simple as it is. It's not really that hard. It did take a minute to figure out the mechanics for it when we didn't really know what to do at one point. And died a couple times trying to balance between the sides. But once we got down a rhythm of going from side to side, it really wasn't that hard to keep the platforms, close to 100% and to where we weren't in danger of wiping. Because if you do let it get too low, you will wipe. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Enjoy the run this week, the grind, and I'll let the gameplay finish out. We will catch you a little bit later in the week. Keep leveling. Just do the stuff you enjoy. This is a game. Have fun at it. Don't tear yourself up trying to do things you don't want to do. And have fun doing it, man. We met some new teammates, had a lot of great fun. So Sledge67 signing off here. Enjoy the rest of the gameplay, and I will catch you next time.